My name is Morgan X, and this is not another Black girl's opinion. This episode is dedicated to my beautiful little sister. I want to thank you for holding me accountable to one of our core missions, to expose the enemies of our community, no matter what face they wear. Today, the crosshairs of this platform have landed on Onika Maraj-Petty, known to the world as Nicki Minaj. Recently, she took to the stage at Turning Point USA's AmericaFest in an event hosted by one of the most prominent anti-Black voices in modern politics. The evidence we will present today is not just a questionable photo op. It is an indictment of a calculated act of high treason against the very community that made her a global icon. We begin with Article 1, the scene of the betrayal. Picture it. Phoenix, Arizona. Nicki Minaj, a Black woman from Queens, New York, sits on a stage for a friendly interview. Her host is Charlie Kirk, the widow of Turning Point USA's co-founder, Charlie Kirk. To understand the depth of this betrayal, you must first understand the man whose legacy she chose to legitimize. The prosecution submits into evidence the public statements of Charlie Kirk. Quote, "If I see a Black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified." Quote, "Happening all the time in urban America, prowling Blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact." And quote, "If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic Black woman, I wonder if she's there because of her excellence or if she is there because of affirmative action." This is the venomous anti-Black ideology that Nicki Minaj chose to align herself with. She was not there to condemn it. She was there to declare her love for the family that profits from it. Her presence was an endorsement, but her words were a confession. This brings us to Article 2, the endorsement of our oppressors. While on that stage, Nicki Minaj directed a message to the young men in the audience. I will quote her directly. "Dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president, and you have amazing role models like the assassin, J.D. Vance, our vice president." Let's be perfectly clear who she was speaking to. She was not speaking to our young Black men. A self-respecting Black man cannot find a role model in a political party that actively works to dismantle the laws and protections that shield our community from harm. Donald Trump's administration has a documented history of actions against Black Americans. To praise these men as handsome and dashing role models is a staggering act of erasure. It is a declaration that she no longer sees the world through the eyes of the people she came from. Now, I know what her defenders will say. She was there to speak about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. I, too, was in support of that idea. A Black woman with a global platform speaking up for the mistreatment of Africans is a righteous cause. But this brings us to Article 3, the political pretext. That speech was not an act of advocacy. It was a calculated political maneuver, a Trojan horse. The very issue of Nigerian Christian persecution was first amplified as a talking point by President Trump himself. Her speech was the spoonful of sugar to make the poison go down. It was a plan to soften the ground, to give her cover before revealing her true allegiance. And what was the result? In the days following her appearance, she gained 300,000 followers on X. She lost me, but she gained 300,000 others who were thrilled to see her join their side. This leads us to the final charge, the motive behind the treason. For a long while, I have believed that many wealthy Black people no longer consider themselves to be Black. They see themselves as members of another unknown race, the race of the rich, a group they believe is unaffected by the realities of racism. The verdict is an indictment for detachment. Nicki Minaj has received a level of wealth where she believes she can afford to align herself with our oppressors. She is no longer bound by the solidarity of the community that built her. She told the crowd she loves Trump and Vance because they have an, quote, uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to, end quote. Who is you? It is not us. By sitting on that stage, by praising those men, and by using a fabricated concern for Africa as her cover, she has committed an act of cultural treason. This was not a mistake. It was a choice to trade her community's respect for a seat at the table with those who openly despise us. Therefore, the verdict is clear. The evidence is undeniable. A withdrawal of our support is not cancel culture. It is a conscious, evidence-based economic and ethical decision. It is a jury of the people finding her accountable for abandoning her post. We, the jury, find her guilty. It is time to turn her off. My name is Morgan X. The work is just beginning.